FBI Director Kash Patel is coming under attack from members of MAGA world. Pam Bondi, our Attorney General, reportedly cannot stand Kash Patel. You might remember after Don Bongino threatened to quit as Deputy FBI Director, protest of Pam Bondi's decision to close the Epstein investigation and not release the files. Bongino threatened to quit. He said, it's either me or Pam Bondi. And they said, it's Pam Bondi, and you ain't going anywhere. You're staying, and you're going to shut your mouth. That's what I've heard, is what they said to him. So Bongino is at the FBI, but he's what you would call a sinecure. It's just a title. They, on Monday, brought in former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey. He was sworn in on Monday as co-deputy FBI director. They've never had co-deputy FBI directors. It's unprecedented. So from what I'm being told, Bongino is stuck, unable to leave, and this guy, former Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey, will not just be the actual deputy FBI director, but Kash Patel will be FBI director in name only, as Andrew Bailey emerges as the de facto head of the FBI, because he was Trump's first choice to head the FBI. Trump was pressured into bringing Kash Patel in from MAGA world. So most of you are familiar by now with how Kash Patel completely botched the hunt for Charlie Kirk's shooter. In the immediate aftermath of the murder, Kash Patel tweeted that the FBI had made an arrest, and then hours later he was forced to retract that statement. Height of irresponsibility. If you're the FBI director, you keep your mouth shut. There are now reports that Kash Patel tweeted that mistake while eating dinner at an exclusive Manhattan restaurant. I think it was Rio's. He should have been back in Washington, D.C., keeping a watch on this important manhunt. There are also reports that during the manhunt, Patel and Bongino held a conference call with 200 FBI agents and personnel, cursing at them, accusing the FBI of running a Mickey Mouse operation and screaming at them. You don't understand how important this is for us to catch Kirk's killer. That's what they reportedly said. You don't understand how personally invested we are. Invectives and the vitriol. Morale at the FBI is now set to be the lowest it's been in a while. Senator Dick Durbin, the ranking member on the Judiciary Committee, which voted to confirm Patel, calling his behavior last week, quote, the amateur hour. One of the reasons the FBI had a few missteps is because Patel had fired the Salt Lake City FBI office head, as well as his underlings, a few weeks earlier. He removed anyone who participated in the January 6 investigations or didn't display sufficient loyalty to Donald Trump. The new head of the field office that was investigating the Kirk shooting is Robert Bowles. He started his job 8 days before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Kash Patel has zero background in law enforcement, never served in the military. He was at one time a public defender inside the Justice Department. Before becoming FBI director, he was promoting QAnon theories while selling a COVID vaccine detox supplement on the internet that he guaranteed purge your body of the COVID vaccine. There are reports that the FBI held on to what is believed to be the weapon in the Kirk shooting and wouldn't turn it over to Utah police for them to arraign and make the charges. Attorney General Pam Bondi was forced to intercede and tell Kash Patel, let go of the weapon. Patel further alienated the FBI rank and file by claiming personal credit for the capture of Kirk's alleged killer, especially since he was turned in by his father. Kash Patel had nothing to do with it. During a press conference, Kash Patel said, quote, Against all law enforcement recommendations, I decided to release to the public photographs of the suspect, and it was that decision that led to his capture. The truth? Nobody in law enforcement recommended against making that photo public. They do it all the time. So it was just a lie. Just a lie. The racists in MAGA world took exception to Kash Patel, an Indian American, and the first person of South Asian descent to lead the FBI. They took exception after Patel, in his press conference, said, quote, "Charlie, I'll see you in Valhalla." MAGA objected to what they called a Hindu invoking a pagan term from Norse mythology, especially since Charlie was far from a pagan. He was a devout evangelical Christian. Then Kash Patel offended veterans when he said during the press conference, "To my friend Charlie Kirk, rest now, brother. We have the watch. We have the watch." That's what is said when Navy personnel retire. During the retirement ceremony, they salute the Navy personnel and say, "We have the watch." Until Valhalla is what Marines say to honor fallen comrades. Patel and Charlie Kirk never served in the military, and many veterans feel Kash Patel had no right to say, "We have the watch," or bring up Valhalla. Kirk didn't serve in the military. But in all fairness, he applied to West Point and said he was rejected in order to give the appointment to a less qualified black woman. That's what he claimed, that he wanted to go to West Point. His spot was given to a less qualified black woman. Patel is also facing lawsuits from 3 fired FBI officials who claim Patel had no grounds for dismissing them other than Donald Trump didn't think they were sufficiently loyal. The lawsuit also names Pam Bondi. According to the lawsuit, Patel explained to the fired FBI officials that he had to fire them because, quote, his ability to keep his own job depended on the removal of the agents who worked on cases involving the president, unquote. So he said to them, the only way I can keep my job is to fire you. Patel testifies before both the House and then the Senate on Tuesday. I don't think it's going to be pretty. I think the Republicans are going to have a feeding frenzy because he is a person of color. And for that reason, and that reason alone, MAGA world wants to destroy him. They see him as part of the Great Replacement. In honor of Charlie Kirk, that's a photograph of Kash Patel. That's the jacket he's going to wear when he testifies Tuesday.